Welcome, everyone. I'm happy that you're joining me here tonight. Thank you, Betty, for joining me. I see you're chiming in from Calgary and you've got sunshine today. That's wonderful. We've had some too, and it's great. We've been able to get our walks in the morning before the rain hits, so we somehow know more of it's coming. But anyway, it's really nice to be out there. So, welcome. I'm going to leave this on here for just a few minutes for you to take a screenshot if you're interested in crafting along with me. And I will come back to that in a minute, but I want to say hi. Thank you for joining me. I love sharing things with you. And the card I have for tonight is one that Betty, actually, you had asked me about earlier. And I found the instructions and decided that it was a good one to share with you on our weekly live. So I will show you the card I've made. Then I will do one with the blues that you saw on the desktop, because that was the paper you'd indicated, and I had enough to do it. But before I go there, I want to just pop on this card. Oops, let me go back so you can see it. This card that we made last week, the shutter card. I did the draw earlier today, and the winner for that one is. So thank you for sending me your address, Penny. I will get that in the mail to you. So, like I say, this is what we're doing. If you want to take a screenshot so you've got the measurements, or I've changed my line of thinking again. And I am going to be including a tutorial in my weekly newsletters. You can see on the screen where you can sign up for those if you haven't already. And also, I want to share with you this online exclusive that we came active on the 1st, on Wednesday, yesterday. And out of this, there's some great things in here, but I want to share this particular bundle, Sweet. I am doing a class for this. Registration is open now. Registration will close next Thursday, the 9th, because I have to order supplies and get them in for a class on July 23rd. That went out in my newsletter, and I've posted it online. And you can always reach out to me if you haven't got the information about it. I'd love to have you join me. What else did I want to tell you? I think that's about all for that. Probably will chime in later with other things as I think of them. So, Betty, this is the card that I did make from the instructions we found. And it's a fun fold. The biggest drawback I can see to it is that it does not fit in a regular envelope. So I will show you how to make an envelope with the envelope punch board. And this one is, I had the measurements written down here, 5 3/4 by 6. So my envelope, I'm going to make, I'll maybe start with that, with a piece of DSP that's 9 by 9. This one does coordinate with this. So if you have one of these, it's an amazing tool. It's no longer available from Stampin' Up, but it does have, we are memory keepers on here, so maybe you can find one somewhere else. So I've got my paper at 9.5 by 9.5, and it tells me on here to start my scoring at 4. So basically, all I need to do is put this in, line it up at 4, punch, and score. Then you turn and line that score line up, punch, and score. Keep coming on. Hello, Marie and Gail and Catherine. Good to see you with me. Punch, score. Pardon me. Yes, I am fighting a cold. Punch and score. So there's my envelope. On the flip side of this punching thing, you can round as a corner rounder. And then all you need to do is fold it up and you've got your envelope. So yes, this makes a 5 by 7 envelope, but because of the size of that card, I think it's better to have it bigger than smaller. And any of you who have received mail from me recently, I've been using my designer paper for that. So I will put adhesive on it, but I just want to show you that the card folds flat. Well, that didn't work. Maybe I did it the wrong way. Yes. Scored it. Got to go the other way with it. I will get it and get the right size, but that's basically, it's quite easy to do if you have the right measurements. I'll have to try that again. Anyway, now let's get on to the card. I see other people are having sunshine today. Yes, it sure feels good when you do have the sunshine, doesn't it? So this card was shared by Stamp With Elaine. And like I say, Betty had found it. And in the sharing that this Stamp With Elaine did, it was done with this scenic paper. So I thought, well, I've got that. Let's do that. So I'm starting with a piece that's 12 by 5 3/4. And I have cut it, but I'll show you what I did. With the short side at the top, I set it at 1 1/4. So 1 1/4, there's still room on this side. And then cut from the 3 down to the 9. And you can see those markings, especially if you put a piece of white paper behind it, it does show up really well. So do that side, then turn it and do the same on the other side. And that's the cutting that you do from 3 down to 9. Then you want to score, and you're going to score at the 3 inch all the way down and at the 9 inch all the way down. So with the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you can open the arm and do your scoring all the way. Then you want to do partial scoring from just here between the 2 cuts at 4 1/2. And that you just kind of have to eyeball it. And again at 7 1/2, just between your 2 cut marks. Then at the 6, which I like to put this back because it has a lip then for the 6 inch, you want to score from the bottom up to the cut mark and from the top down to the cut mark. And that is everything ready to make your card base. The paper I'm using, I decided because it's 12 inches, you have to use designer paper or some of our 12-inch paper. And this one is Whispers of Texture specialty paper that I hadn't used yet. And I'm not sure if you can see. Can you hear it, baby? It got a rough finish. And I thought, okay, that will work well. So I'm going to bring my card back here so I can look at it. And we want to fold on these score lines. And those 2 will go in. And another paper that would work really well is the two-tone paper. I'm just going to push on those for a minute, but that should be our half because we're using 12, right? And if you use your bone folder, you can get And then on these ones, I want them to go back the other way. Oh, I can go this way. No. Now I'm confused because I don't have the right. That line must be at 4.5. So keep chatting with each other. As always, our community is what we love. And there is our card base. So now all we have to do is decorate it. And when it folds, it does fold flat. And I'm just going to check. I've got it 6 by 5 3/4. Is that what I told you? It was. I don't know why my envelope didn't work, but I'm sure you can figure it out. So I have cut just regular paper for here and here and one on the back. So I'm going to glue those on. And that is some of this paper. Yes, it's hard to put your glue on that side. Not quite as hard as not being able to get the glue out. So how about telling everyone, do you like fun folds like this? Do you often find them and think, oh, I could never do that, until you actually watch a demonstration and then think, oh, that wasn't too bad? I did realize as I was doing this that it takes a little bit more, well, yes, it does take more than a full 6 by 6 of this paper. But part of that reason is because the center, this center, front and back, when you want it to be a certain section, like I did, like these 2 3/4 by 3, I wanted them to be exactly that sunrise, sunset sort of thing. So I had to trim a little more than I would have otherwise. Yes, Betty. Actually, in her instructions, she does give both. So I was lucky there. I didn't have to do much of the figuring, but the cutting. And one of them, I'm going to leave this one white to write on because it is the flat side of this. And then these 4 go here, front and back. So they are 4 at 1 1/4 by 3. And I think in her instructions, she had a little bit narrower, and that's what happened here. You can see I've got a little bit shorter on those. But if you don't tell anybody, they won't know, right? So I put them on anyway. And when I get my envelope figured out, I will mail that card to someone. So this is 3 inches high and these are 3 inches high, so they fit. And then just for decorating on the back, she had also done these. And she had the set. I do not have the Scenic Coast Stampin' dies, but Stamp With Elaine did have, and she added clouds and seagulls. Okay, and then I have 8 pieces of 1 by 2 3/4. So those are to fill in these other white spots, front and back. So those of you in Canada, did you have a good Canada Day yesterday? Did you do anything special? We had a bit of rain here in the afternoon, and then the evening wasn't looking great. I didn't hear fireworks. I did not go out to try and see them. Hey, Maggie, you're out camping. And hopefully you don't have any rain there. But it was nice. I watched the Canada Day celebrations from Ottawa, and I guess they really had a rainstorm there too, which is happening all across our country. It's hot weather in Toronto and Ottawa, and we're having the rain. I guess we're supposed to have a few days of warmer weather and then more rain. But sorry, just trying to read comments. Anything that oh, yes, I'm happy with the way the white's showing up too, Catherine. It the one that I copied from, she had, I think it's hydrangea hue, actually. It's one of the blues anyway that she had behind on hers. But so you can decorate it as much or as little as you want. That's that. Now, I realized as I was getting ready to turn the camera on that I had no greetings for this. So I dug out my trusty greetings mix and match for all. And I think some of these are going to have to do. So have you used any of these? This one has a thinking of you, missing you, Mother's Day, Father's Day, sweet baby, best wishes, sorry for your loss, thank you. Maybe your best wishes. There's some similar writing, so I can use that over here. You could also use embellishments, rhinestones or whatever, but I think the paper is perfect. And I'm not going to put too much of dimension, maybe a little bit of dimensionals. Don't think I want the black. I do like to leave these in the sheets rather than punch them all out because they're easier to see. Have you used some of these, and how do you treat them? Welcome. I think that's all that I'm going to put on there, and I don't think I'm going to put any embellishments or ribbon. Like I say, on hers, she just added some sailboats and some words there. But I will use some dimensionals on these little guys. Maggie, you keep them in the sheets too, yeah. I mean, some of them do come out by accident, but as long as you've got them in a case like that, it's not too bad. So I know some people took extra days off from work and are camping already for the weekend. Maggie, I know you have a seasonal lot, so you're camping for the summer, right? I imagine you'll be back a few times. I know when we had the seasonal lot, we had to come back for groceries and laundry and that kind of thing because it was easier to do at home. But nice to be outside for sure. So, that's my dish. There it is. So yeah, I'm just going to add those, and then I do have a few cards to share with you, so don't run away too quickly. And as always, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you subscribing and liking my YouTube channel so that I can get noticed by more, and inviting you all to join my classes. I have closing today is the Christmas card class, and closing next Thursday is the one for the framed violets, and also we'll be closing for the monthly card class that I hold. So if you're interested in registering for those, please be sure and let me know. So there are the two cards. Now, as well as those, I'm just going to stack them up like that. I want to show you this that Lillian gave me. It's a little gift box with my initial on it and a little treat made. This is the framed violets, and there's a sucker in here. So a real cute idea for something little like that. I love it, Lillian. Thank you so much. She also gave me this card. This is one done with all those labels from, I don't remember which set, but I know they're all in one set. And the little tiny butterflies. That one's moving. He's trying to fly away. And this one is one of the new dies that came out in that online exclusives. And it just cuts, doesn't cut it off, but it cuts through like that. I think that one might be on my list. And this one from Joanne, another fun fold that stands up. Love the bright colors, Joanne. Thank you so much. And Tuesday night, not last night, Tuesday night, I took part in a mystery stamping with Carmen. And this is the card I made, again, using ephemera. And it's funny how there was, I think, five or six of us, and everybody had a different design when we were finished. And that's the joy of doing the mystery stamping like that. So it's always fun. She'll be doing that again starting in September, she said. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. As always, keep in touch. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to try, like Betty did. And I managed to find it. So I appreciate that because I love learning and sharing with you. So take care now, and we'll see you all next time.